The top 10 teams in the country, college basketball. Number 10, I have St. John's. I think St. John's is getting completely over or underrated because they play in the Big East. They've won 13 straight. They beat UConn, and they beat a Creighton team, blew out a Creighton team that beat UConn earlier this week. St. John's is a top 10 team in this country. They're playing some of the best defense in the country as well. They've won 13 straight, and I think people are just overrating or underrating them because they play in a garbage Big East and they beat up on a lot of Big East opposition. But they beat UConn. They beat a Creighton team by 30 that beat UConn earlier this week. They play UConn again. We'll see how they do in that matchup. At number 9, I have Purdue. Purdue's it's a personal thing with me and Purdue. I could just never really get over the hump. But when you do break them down, they have a lot of experience with Fletcher Loyer, Braden Smith that played in national championships. Trey Kaufman-Rem's coming into his own a little bit here down the stretch. They're obviously a dangerous team with a lot of experience, led by one of the best point guards in the country. That's going to be pivotal come March. Iowa State at number 8. I don't want to, this loss on the road to BYU, who has one of the best players in the country in AJ Dybantsa, I don't want to blow it out of proportion. But if Mario Momcilovic isn't making his shots, if teams are locking up Momcilovic, whereas the three-point shooting's got to come from somewhere else. And I do trust Tamin Lipsey. He's just got that March Madness type of guard feel to him. But the scoring the basketball against a BYU defense that hasn't been great against elite competition is a little bit worrisome. But either way, I think Iowa State plays really good defense. They beat Houston. They beat Kansas. They have some really good wins under their belt as well. I think I saw something. They have the most wins against the top 3 team out of there's only 4 other teams to ever win as many games against top 3. Or no, that was Arizona, not Iowa State. Timeout here. That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. It was Arizona, Iowa State. Either way, Iowa State at 8, Illinois at 7. I think a lot of people are going to overrate this loss that Illinois had to UCLA. But I think UCLA is a really, really good basketball team. I think they are a really good basketball team. UCLA is one of my favorite sleepers for March for this reason and this reason only. They have so much experience. They have 3 guys on their starting lineup that are shooting over 40% from 3. 2 of them are seniors. One of them is a junior. All upperclassmen. Donovan Dent, upperclassman. Badeau, upperclassman. They have so much experience. They have so much experience with their 2 leading scorers, with Donovan Dent, one of the best guards in the country, 8 assists, 2 turnovers per game, in a field that with a lot of teams that are going to be reliant heavily on freshman play, freshman guard play, freshman production. So that's why I think UCLA is a really, really good team. Donovan Dent, buzzer beater against Illinois, 20-point comeback to save the season for UCLA. Huge. Start the championship DVD if they were there, It's that type of vibe. I think UCLA is a really good team, so I'm not going to knock Illinois that much for losing this game. They have one of the best offenses in the country, the best offense in the country. UConn at 6. UConn shut up a lot of haters today. A lot of haters, blowing out a good Villanova basketball team in the second half. Good defense. All of the problems, I talked about it earlier in the episode, but all of the problems that they had in the games that they dropped were fixable. Turnovers are fixable. Defense is fixable. And they have one of the best defense in the country. They locked up Illinois, 60 points, Kansas 50. They can play good defense. It's in there. They just need to do it more consistently. They were really good today against Villanova. Number 5, I have Houston. Dropping Houston 3 spots from the second best team in the country. Losing at home to Arizona in the way that they lost to Arizona. They weren't able to score. They went 10 minutes without a made field goal. That can't happen if you want to be a top 3-4 team in the country. However, I still think I trust these guards, even though Milo Suzan and Emmanuel Sharp had stinkers today. I still trust these guards come March. I think it was just a really bad shooting day against an underrated defense in Arizona. And I keep forgetting this guy's name, man. The guard that came off the bench for Arizona was phenomenal today. Phenomenal. They don't win the game without him. What a win for Arizona, who I have at number 3. But at number 4, I have Florida. I think Florida is getting completely overlooked. They have some of the best bigs in the country. They have the best bigs in the country. They rebound the basketball at an elite level. They play really good defense. And Xavier Lee starting to hit his threes. Xavier Clavin, however you say his name, Clavican, however you say his name, the European guy, he hit 5 threes today. They're starting to hit their threes. They have the best bigs in the country. And if their guard play has only gotten better, that's the only area of concern. They don't shoot the 3 ball really well. They're starting to hit them. And they have the best guards the best front court in the country. Florida at number 4. I think they're getting completely overlooked. They've dominated the SEC, and they lost those out-of-conference games close early on in the season because they didn't have a closer. Are we going to see someone emerge as a closer, be the Walter Clayton this year? It's a tough ask, but I think this roster all around is better where they don't need somebody to carry the load in the stretch the way Walter Clayton did. But they need somebody that they can go to in the stretch, whether it's Hawk, whether it's Xavier Lee, whether it's Boogie Fland, whether it's Condon. They need somebody to step up as the closer. Number 3, I have Arizona. Huge win for Arizona without Koa Pete at Houston. Can't say enough about it. What a win for Arizona. They have some really, really good guard play. They have a guy off the bench. I'm forgetting his name again. White guy who went off. He went off today. I bet on Houston. He tore my heart out. What a win for Arizona. Michigan 2, Duke 1. I think these are the two best teams in the country. And Michigan, I'm not dropping them that much because they lost to the best player in the country, Cam Boozer, and they had a bad shooting day. Like they were getting open looks against the best defense in the country. So for those reasons, I'm not putting Duke that far away. I don't think Duke is that far off at all, or Michigan's that far off. They shouldn't drop that far at all. That'll do it for today's episode. I just realized on this back half of it, I hit that like and subscribe button for college basketball, football content all the time on YouTube.